Yeah.
Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We are wrapping up our coaching change series with the team that has arguably been on the market for a brand new head coach the longest. We're talking about Southern Miss and the Golden Eagles out of Hattiesburg. And you look at Southern Miss, guys, it was a weird scenario for them dating all the way back to August, end of August. Their head coach at the time, Jay Hopson, stepped down one game into the season. One game in, he stepped down. Wasn't fired. He said, I'm out. And you can't help but wonder if it was because of first off, the poor performance in week one, which we'll touch on, but because of just the way 2019 ended and the way 2020 began. Southern Miss was a 13.5-point favorite in week one against South Alabama, who ironically, we talked about earlier, has a brand new head coach now in Kane Womack. 13.5-point favorites against South Alabama, and the Golden Eagles lost that game 32-21 to the Jaguars. Bad start. Not a good start, too, considering that 2019 ended with a 30-13 loss to Tulane in the Armed Forces Bowl. So Jay Hopson, 28-23 in 4 full years with the program, 20-12 in Conference USA play, never had a losing season, made 3 bowl games, was doing a solid job. I don't think he was really in any danger of getting fired. I think he was kind of meeting the expectations at Southern Miss. So his decision to resign, to step down, was surprising, especially so early on. And I think that immediately put Southern Miss in the market for a brand new head coach. They had a lot of time to scout and to search. And they landed on Will Hall, who ironically was the offensive coordinator for Tulane when Tulane defeated Southern Miss in that Armed Forces Bowl. Again, 30-13 to conclude the 2019 season. Hall was the offensive coordinator for Tulane from 2019 to 2020. And look at the offenses that he had with Tulane. Look at the offense that he had. In 2019, they were averaging 33.1 points per game, good enough for 30th in the entire nation. They were averaging over 450 total yards per game. In 2020, Tulane made a return to the postseason, going 34.7 points per game, averaging 34.7 points per game. That was good enough for 22nd, so they increased their spot by 8 spots in the national ranks, and they were averaging 394 yards per game. So Tulane by no means was some elite American Athletic Conference title contender, but the culture at Tulane changed. You saw this team where the expectation was, in the past, let's hope we win a few conference games, to we expect to be in bowl games, be there consistently, and we also are expecting our offense to be pretty dang good, and Hall was certainly responsible for that. So a solid run in the American Athletic as an offensive coordinator, now getting his crack to be a head coach, but this was not the first time that Hall has been a head coach. At least it is at the FBS ranks. He was a head coach at the D2 level, Division II. So we're not talking Division I, not even FCS. We're talking below FCS, where he was 25-11 in 3 years with West Alabama. He was in 31-9 in 3 years at West Georgia. So 6 combined years of head coaching experience at the D2 level, was successful at both places, going 56-20 during his time at both of those schools. After the time at West Georgia, he jumped into the FBS ranks. He was with Louisiana as offensive coordinator in 2017. He then went to Memphis as their associate head coach in 2018. 2019-2020, offensive coordinator at Tulane. So he's bounced around a lot. He has bounced around quite a bit. Built a great offense, some great quarterbacks. Justin McMillan, of course, was there in 2019. Major reason for Tulane's success that year. You look at that, and it's very, very impressive. The question for me, more than anything, is will Hall last at Southern Miss for more than 3 years? I'm not saying he's flaky. Coaches certainly need to take advantage of better opportunities that come their way. But only 3 years at West Alabama, only 3 years at West Georgia, only 1 year as coordinator at Louisiana, only 1 year as associate head coach at Memphis, 2 years as offensive coordinator at Tulane, and now he's the head coach at Southern Miss. It's a lot of moving. It's a lot of bouncing around. Is this the place he's going to stay, at least for a while? And if he exceeds expectations, does great, wouldn't blame him if he left after 3 years for a Power 5 job or something like that. But will he stick around in Hattiesburg? That's the million-dollar question. So we look at all those things combined that Will Hall has done, his career as a head coach at the D2 level, and how successful he clearly has been as a coordinator at the FBS level. What is the grade that we're going to give him in this hire for Southern Miss? Our final grade of this entire series. We're going to give it a C. I know that's not what a lot of people wanted to hear. We're going to end with an average, just an average, bland C. And here's why. I think that Southern Miss could have done better. I think that Southern Miss could have found a better guy. Not to say Hall's bad. I'm not saying he's bad. If I thought he was really bad, we would have given him a D or an F. No coach in this series has gotten anything less than a C-. But I do think that Southern Miss could have found someone better. This is a program that expects to contend for bowl games year in and year out, but a program that has had the talent over the last few years under Jay Hopson to really contend for a Conference USA title, something that he didn't do, but they had it there. And they know they have that talent. They know they can get that talent. So is Will Hall going to be the guy that actually takes that talent, utilizes it, and makes something happen with it? That's my question. But when you look at the positives, they're bringing in a guy very similar to a lot of coaches we've already talked about that's young. Hall is just 40 years old and has been, again, a lot of different stops as we mentioned. So he was doing that in his late 20s and over the course of his entire 30s. That's impressive to get into the game and be coaching at those levels at that young of an age. That's really, really good. Young, offensive mind, one that is going to bring a spark to this Golden Eagles program, a program that definitely needs a spark. It wasn't too long ago that Southern Miss, at one point in time, was one of the worst programs in college football. At least had a season, I think a winless season, as one of the worst programs in college football. So, again, he's young, he's energetic, he's a great offensive mind. You need a solid offense to compete in the Conference USA. That is no lie. That is not new news. We know that. Is he going to be the guy to live up to those expectations? Is he going to be the guy to quickly put together a team that can contend against UAB? Marshall, who has a brand new head coach in Charles Huff. Young, energetic, offensive mind, great recruiter. Can he compete against UAB, Marshall, Louisiana Tech, and Skip Holt, Texas San Antonio, who surprised a lot of people in year one under Jeff Traylor? That's the question. The Conference USA is no slouch. The competition is there. The talent is there within the conference. Is Hall going to be the guy to get above the rest? That's the million-dollar question. A lot of unknowns there. I'm not feeling too confident about this one like I have on some of these other guys, and that's why we went with the C hire for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles here. Again, 2. All those things that we mentioned, plus the fact that he's now a head coach at a D1 FBS school. The last time he was a head coach was at a D2 school. Yes, he has been in the FBS ranks since then, but the head coaching jump from D2 to FBS is huge. It's drastically different. Is he going to be cut out for the job? I'm not so sure. So guys, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. We've wrapped up the coaching change series. We'll have one more video out on it to kind of recap it all, and then we're on to the next series. I promise you do not want to miss it. College football content right here on this channel, 24/7, 365. Make sure to share the videos like we mentioned. Check out everything down in the description below. That stuff there is going to help you get that college football coverage 24/7, 365 and help you get through what is going to be a long and strenuous offseason. So make sure to take a look down there in the description. I promise you won't regret it. And once again, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.